Wright is believed to have ordered the killing of a local Catholic taxi driver. It was a clear breach of the UVF ceasefire. The killing shook the community and shattered the family.
As I bury my son, both of you bury your pride. I don't want any mother or father going through what my wife and I have went through today. I've watched my daughter-in-law, I've watched my grandchild go through hell. Don't do it. Please stop this. Bury your pride with my boy. To those that have done this, my family forgive you.
As a result of the killing, Wright was expelled from the UVF by its leadership in Belfast for breaking its ceasefire. There were also fears that Wright was establishing a rival leadership in Portadown. He was ordered to leave the province on pain of death. Controversially, he shared a platform with one of Ian Paisley's MPs and declared he wasn't going anywhere. To the adulation of his supporters, Wright became a living Loyalist martyr.
I will not be leaving Ulster. I will not change my mind about what I believe is happening in Ulster. And all I would like to say is that it has broken my heart to think that fellow Loyalists would turn their guns on me. And I have to ask them, for whom are you doing it? Thank you.
Shortly afterwards, Wright set up a rival organisation. The LVF had no time for ceasefires, and Wright soon found himself in jail. With Billy Wright behind bars and Sinn Féin now involved in all-party talks, there was a dramatic incident inside the Maze prison. Billy Wright was in a van waiting to go for a visit. Republican prisoners escaped from their wing, ran to the van and shot Billy Wright dead.
I was deeply concerned. I knew immediately that there would be retaliation. It was inevitable. I think that the setback of December of 1997 was the most difficult of all to take because hopes had been, for the first time, high.
Wright's death triggered more tit-for-tat killings. A UDA man and close friend of Jackie MacDonald's was shot dead. The UFF retaliated, breaking its ceasefire.
We came into being because of what the IRA was doing to this country. And if we tried our way in, we agreed to hold a ceasefire. But once people attack us, knowing we are in ceasefire, we still have to respond against the people who attacked us.
Inside the Maze, UFF prisoners announced they were withdrawing their support for the peace process. Bobby Philpott and other members of the UFF leadership in the prison had met their political representatives. They'd instructed them to withdraw from the all-party talks. The peace process looked set to collapse.
We had tried to negotiate with the prisoners who had said that they were withdrawing support from the peace process. And quite frankly, we'd failed, which was an indictment upon us. We travelled to London, we talked to them, we made her aware of how serious this situation was.
I've seen negotiating ploys of this is serious, and this was different. They were seriously in trouble, and they were, to say deeply concerned, doesn't express what was almost fear. And they said, we can't make the prisoners believe what we're saying. You say it to us, they don't believe us. Will you go and say it to them? So I checked with civil servants and went.
Her decision was attacked by critics who accused her of playing the terrorist game. Inside she met the leadership of the UFF, including the notorious killer from East Belfast, Michael Stone. Stone, with the ponytail, was serving life for his attack on the mourners at Milltown Cemetery. At the meeting with Mo Mowlam, Bobby Philpott was one of those who spoke on behalf of the UFF.
I remember her being so straight and talking with us, and the way she put her case over.
Dr. Mowlam convinced you that the union was secure, did she?
She did, yes.
Which is what you wanted to hear?
Which I wanted to hear.
What would have happened if Dr. Mowlam had not come into the prison to talk to you?
If that had been the case, we would have seen it as another slap in the face for loyalism, and we would have no other alternative but to seek a meeting with the UFF leadership and to put our view that we believe now is the time to return to war.
Back to the war again?
A war that, on a greater scale than any time before.
To the relief of the UFF's political representatives, Dr. Mowlam had persuaded the UFF prisoners to stay on side. By early spring there were signs of an emerging agreement. Ian Paisley and his party campaigned passionately against it. Historically, the Loyalist paramilitaries marched alongside Ian Paisley, but now they were ranged against him. Gary McMichael came to Lisbon Orange Hall to challenge Paisley in public and ask him to spell out the alternative. He was not a welcome visitor.
This is our meeting.
Paisley was in my town. I was elected representative in Lisburn. He came to Lisburn Orange Hall to tell the people of Lisburn about the dangers of the agreement, the potential agreement, about to warn them off this and to tell them that they were getting sold out by people like me. Now I wasn't going to let him get away with that. So I went to offer my view. And I wasn't allowed to speak. I was harangued, chased almost from the Orange Hall. There was no room for debate about this issue.
Come on, big fella! Come on! If you don't get out, we will see that you're put out.
Paisley had flirted with the Loyalist paramilitaries on and off for almost 30 years. Now the relationship was over.
An historic agreement for peace in Northern Ireland has been reached within the past few minutes.
The Good Friday Agreement gave both sides the key elements of what they wanted. Unionists got the guarantee of consent, and Nationalists got cross-border bodies. Both were to share power in a new Northern Ireland Assembly. The key issue of the decommissioning of terrorist weapons was fudged.